Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 284. Back down in the basement with Jack, who's still home for his winter break.
Still present.
It is Boxing Day as we record this. Hope everybody had a great Christmas, if that's what you celebrate, or whatever holidays you do. We will be talking about some wrestling eventually once we are done with a little bit
much wrestling this week.
Banter. Lots of wrestling because we covered also a bunch of Collision to get
bit
all
of last week and this week
to be the C2 completist that we are, right?
Yes, which we did. Some matches I don't remember as much due to awakeness.
Yeah, it's a lot of matches to catch up on.
There are some where I think there was one time. It was when we were watching. I forget which match we were watching, but I was like, holy crap, I never saw what was it, Kevin Knight and Jack Perry, and then I realized Jack Perry was filling in for Darby, and Darby lost tonight, so I was like, okay.
Yep.
But no, there's been a lot of matches.
So we'll touch on that. NXT, I don't know, Raw may come up at some point.
Not for me.
Probably not much about it, but anyways, we will talk about all those things. There's timestamps if you want to navigate to anything. We'll just chat about, I guess, what we've done the last couple of days, Christmas and Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you worked Christmas Eve
and Boxing Day
today, and then we
can't
went
complain
out for a Korean meal with the Korean side of the family on Christmas Eve, so you weren't there for that one.
I ended up getting y'all out of that though, so
that's pretty cool. Yeah, your uncle came up and grabbed you, and then your aunt and uncle stayed over here Christmas Eve, so they were here Christmas morning, which is fun. And then your aunt actually stayed till this morning, although I didn't see her. She was up and gone early.
She must have been gone
because, of course, we were gonna get a bunch of snow today, which we did.
Yeah, it was so bad. I got dropped off and picked up from work, which never happens.
Oh, you got picked up? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? It was snowing. I went out and shoveled once. It wasn't terrible.
It was snowing a lot when Mom dropped me off, but then it wasn't snowing a lot so much when I got picked up. It was more so it was just still really cold, and I think it was just preemptive. Mom came to get me, so it was just why not?
Christmas gift wise, I got some discs for disc golf.
Oh, you should have brought what I got you, and you could have put that. You could have shown that on screen.
I could. It's flattening on the table right now.
Oh, you're still flattening it?
Yeah. Well, I haven't checked on it today. This beautiful pink microphone.
I do enjoy the pink
that my wife got me.
Shout out Kyle Fletcher for the pink.
Kyle Fletcher, shout out pink. It probably won't show up that much until we're doing the remote
in front of you.
Yeah, but it is pink. Trust me, it's here. I think it sounds pretty good, so we'll see once I'm listening back as I'm editing. And then you got some stuff. I don't know. We got clothes and whatnot.
I got this Darby hoodie, which I got on. It's got pink
pretty
logo
nice
on the back too. It's got this cool black tie-dye look on it.
It's neat.
I actually just ordered some more AEW stuff. My mom ordered the shirt that says "Bite Me, Jack Perry" because he's been a biter lately, so I think that one's funny because I do love the wrestling shirts that make people question how sane I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a pink shirt of Fletcher's, this pink Darby hoodie I've been wanting for a while, and then Bang Bang Gang shirts again. People can't think I'm normal. That's weird.
That's you got to get stuff where they only know if they know, right?
Yeah, and if they don't know, then they think I'm weird. And
like my Hatari Hanzo T-shirt I just got.
Or my favorite one, I remember this one time when I was younger, and we were at a mall or something. And I remember, I think you told me that some girl looked at me weird because I had that Adam Cole Bebe shirt on. And that one's not even a weird one.
No.
But so it was stuff like that always amused me. Or one time when I was at the and during uni when I was at the gym with my buddy, I was wearing the Anxious Millennial Cowboy shirt, and he thought it was he saw it based on the logo, and so the old AEW logo, it's the letters in the middle. It's got the All Elite Wrestling and border around it. It's kind of like how the one Star Wars logo. It's it'll be let's say since Empire Strikes Back, it's got Star Wars around the box.
Yes.
So he thought it was a Star Wars shirt, but then he read it and he was confused, and so I thought that was funny.
Yes, that's the most. That's
what we live for, right? But so I got this. I got this white zip up Osprey hoodie, which actually is pretty sweet.
Nice, yeah.
I got Juice, so now I got this mint. I got Axiom, which is pretty sweet. It's a weird Christmas when I get CM Punk, but really we just wanted the white Seth Rollins.
Rollins, who was on Netflix football.
Yeah, right. Also on Christmas Day.
Weird.
And then honestly, I think the favorite thing I got was Mom got me it's a lightsaber hilt necklace of Darth Maul's lightsaber, so I like that cool. a lot. And then Blu-rays galore.
Yeah, because you're old school. You
Yeah, and I can run them off my Xbox, and I like having I have a whole just stack in my one dresser drawer there.
Well, so, now you got a box for them.
And then I got a stand for it too. Yeah, I think I got some random Tarantino ones. I forget what they were all called.
I don't remember.
One of them had Brad Pitt in it, I think.
Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
That was one of them, yes.
I enjoy that.
A couple ones that I really wanted were Princess Bride, classic.
Yep.
And then I was really happy I got What's Eating Gilbert Grape because that one I was super happy to get because that one's one of my favorite movies. And the key to getting Blu-rays is you get ones where they're not on any platforms. Like, so I recently bought the Batman, the Robert Pattinson one, which we should watch that before I leave because you still haven't seen it, and it's my favorite Batman.
Interesting.
It is long. I have told you this already.
That's gonna be tough for me then.
You will watch it though.
Oof.
It's not negotiable.
But if we're talking 3 hours, that's gonna be a tough sell.
I think it's almost 3.
Damn. Why?
But yeah, it's usually I either get ones where it's not on stuff, or if I like the movie that much, like Princess Bride's on Disney, but I'll still buy it on Blu-ray because it's awesome. Or like I bought Free Guy, or some movies like that. Like I'll buy anyways. But
and when everything collapses, then
I'll have this sick ass library of movies.
Okay.
And the thing too that also helps with buying it is, I don't know if we talked about it before, but I'm sure we have. Chumley's is in downtown.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I don't know if I put the video on or not, but that's okay. Keep going.
We'll see, I guess.
Yep.
Chumley's in downtown Peterborough. It's got like Blu-rays for cheap. So I bought like
a bunch.
I think I bought both Jump Street movies for $8.
Nice.
I think I have all the Hunger Games movies on Blu-ray now, which now that's gonna open the bag of worms that like now when the new Hunger Games comes out next year, I'll have to get that on Blu-ray when it comes. Like that's just what's gonna have to happen.
It have to.
It's like I was thinking about how since I got that Chase Jay White last time I was at Comic-Con, I have all Jay White's figures, so now that's gonna happen. Maybe I'll talk about Jay White later.
Maybe you will. Oh, and your predictions? We will make those predictions.
Maybe.
For World's End, those are coming up.
Maybe now it means it's time to talk about wrestling.
I think it is. So let's make that transition. I'll get the video going for this section even.
Wow.
And we call it News and Rumors, because that's what it is. Video is up and running now, so we'll talk about some news. Another lackluster week, I thought.
Yeah, I was saying to you, it was pretty lame, but I was like, we'll have enough to talk about later on, so it's okay.
True. So you are under the impression that AEW has had a very good 2025.
I would say.
I don't disagree. Did you hear that Tony Khan fixed a mistake that he thinks got them to this point? It's a little dangerous because basically his mistake was being too collaborative and listening to too many people. So he kind of took over doing the whole outline himself and stopped holding collaborative meetings. So while I will say it seems like it's working because AEW has been really good, it makes me nervous that it's one person. Do you know what I mean? Just because we've been down the road of like one person, they're good for a while, then they start to drink their own Kool-Aid or read their own press clippings or whatever the right phrase is. And then at some point, they need to be, it can't just be unchecked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for now, really good.
You just gotta like.
But it makes me nervous.
You gotta do like kind of like how Vince Russo and Ed Farrar were great under Vince, but then like once they go unchecked,
that's right,
they're terrible, right? So Tony Khan just needs to keep other people in check. If they're working, you're like great,
yeah.
But then once he just needs to recognize when they stop working. But like right now, whatever they're doing, keep doing it.
Speaking of which, I was just watching JCW before we started,
and it's still awesome.
And Russo, did you hear who he hired? So they're not allowed to call it the commissioner or the GM, so it's called the
director.
It's not the booker. It's not.
Oh my! If he called it the booker, that'd be so.
It's something like similar to that. But anyways, did you hear who he chose? Because he just wants chaos.
Is it Ed Farrar?
The crazier, the better. Vampiro.
Oh. Is Ed Farrar still alive?
Is now the. Oh my God! What do they call it?
Yeah, he's.
I can't remember. He is still alive, obviously. But so I'm only halfway through this week's episode, but it's pretty exciting. So yeah. He was too collaborative. He's sort of taken things over himself. This is Khan, and I guess that's led to a hot 2025.
Sorry, he took over before 2025?
Yes.
Okay.
So Tony Khan fixed a mistake in creative that helped AEW win Best Promotion 2025.
So we're saying he took over, then 2025
Correct.
happened. Oh, okay. So sorry, I was understanding it as the collaborative was working for 2025.
No.
And okay. So he took over,
less
and that's what's working.
Has led to
what
this.
We're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
But anyways,
understood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever is working, I don't care. This year's been great, and it's helped that WWE has kind of fumbled.
Yes, and I think getting the SI awards coming out, and I found AEW really leaned into it on Dynamite.
And I don't
think they
hate
should
it.
have.
I think that makes total sense.
So do I.
Why not, right?
Yeah, I think they
especially
said like
getting promotion of the year.
80 something of the category, 80%.
Yeah, or
plus or something.
Wrestlers won awards or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. But anyway, sorry. Your turn. Yeah. That was my first one.
Speaking of AEW people, I guess I don't know. Andrade's contract situations worked out. He can sign wherever he wants. What I thought was interesting
would be AEW. Don't sign him back again.
That would be so funny.
We changed our mind.
I saw Tony Khan comment on it. He said he'd love to see Andrade come back, or like potentially see him come back. But like one of those things where it's not like confirmed. So it's like, did you not just try to sign him?
Yes. Right?
So like,
he was there.
It's really funny to me.
Maybe not anymore.
I saw some people saying like, because we'll talk about Omega's promo on Dynamite later, but that like. That's him. He's gonna go after Andrade because that's obviously unresolved because of.
That's right. That's right when he left again, right?
Yeah, that was the only thing Andrade got to do was attack Omega.
And they're supposed to have a pay-per-view match, right? And then.
But I don't think it's gonna be Andrade. I think Omega's going after someone else. But I'll talk about that when we get there.
Okay. I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
Did you see Mercedes Moné is saying that she explicitly with Bayley advocated directly to Vince McMahon to create a women's tag division years ago?
That sounds right.
I believe that as well.
Considering they were the first champs, and then in the pandemic, they were like saving those titles.
And in a related story, Stephanie McMahon must have given them the idea.
Stephanie McMahon must have, yeah.
She is responsible for
women's wrestling.
Does that make the bingo card?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Stephanie McMahon responsible for women's wrestling?
Stephanie.
In general. I still can't believe she claims that with a straight face. I love it. But anyways, yeah, so...
That is a good one. How did I forget that?
I believe that Moné's probably telling the truth there.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that like it's a good or bad thing. It just
the
sounds
thing.
right,
yeah.
And I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Seems like they're starting to care about this belts a little
more
bit.
than the women's championship.
Which is like good because it's been, 6 years into the belt's existence.
Yeah.
Might as well start caring.
I guess.
But yeah, that tracks. I don't know. I don't have much else to say.
No, it's a slow week.
NXT main roster call-ups being planned soon. I saw Trick was on SmackDown, so that one's kind of in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Then Obafemi, no surprise. Slow Ruka, no surprise. Joe Hendry, no surprise. He was also just on SmackDown. And then I saw in a different news thing that Javon's expected, which he's been appearing
just won his
regularly.
Match this week. Yeah.
So the Javon one, I'm a little disappointed about. Actually, I want him to like win something in NXT.
I know.
Because it's on one hand, it's like I don't know what else he needs. He's kind of figured out the way he wants to talk, and he's got his in-ring stuff figured out.
He hasn't done any heel stuff. That's it. But
I don't think he needs to, though.
Not for a long time, for sure.
I don't think he needs to do that now.
No.
Right? So I like those people all seem ready enough, right? So
they do. I figured that none of those are surprising to me at all. Sticking with NXT, I guess it says looks like they're going to be hitting the road more often for weekly TV tapings.
Yeah, they've been doing that some regularly. I don't get it.
So they're actively exploring the idea of hosting tapings outside the Performance Center. With, like we said, they sort of need to get part of I think they're developing is getting in front of different crowds.
Yeah, so that you can actually like test different.
Yes, because the crowds at the PC love certain things.
I don't know how controlled they are too.
I know. Yeah. Right. So, and just the experience of going different places and being in front of different people is probably good for them. They get comfortable, right, in the same venue with probably a lot of the same people.
In different entrance stages.
Week to week. Yeah, that's important. So yeah, they're going to be hitting the road, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of different entrance stages, Daly's place is shutting down for 3 years for renovations. So
nice.
We're not going there for AEW anytime soon, which sucks. I really love Daly's. That's probably my favorite venue that they run because it's really neat how it's laid out. The amphitheater environment is great.
Like the outdoor bit.
And I think there's maybe some nostalgia there just because it was like their pandemic stronghold and it was way more enjoyable than the Thunderdome.
Way more enjoyable.
Or Impact in like their little dingy in their little warehouse where there's like no one there.
Yeah.
Because they went like empty arena for a while. Because like AEW had their like part. They had. I remember that was how the Guns started. Was they were like crowd people, and then AEW did partial capacity, and WWE did. They had like NXT people, like Wagner and Shotzi. I think were in the. PC before they did Thunderdome, but I don't remember Impact ever doing something like that. I feel like they were always empty arena until fans came back. I could be wrong.
I don't remember.
But anyways, yeah. I'm gonna stay late for a while, so that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at 2028, 2029, which sucks. But hopefully it looks better.
Yeah, it's already cool. So if they're gonna improve it,
as long as they don't like change it where like it's gonna not be cool when they do a show there next time or something.
Yeah. The only other thing I had you sort of talked about, Hendry reportedly heading to SmackDown when it goes to 3 hours, which is next week, I think, right? So, and the only other bit attached to that was that there's suggestion that USA, the network, is the one that actually were like, we want Hendry on.
Yeah.
Like they're interested in whatever they see him as marketable or...
It's interesting. One of my friends from back here, he was just telling me that like his TikTok feed, he's seen a lot of wrestling stuff and he sees a lot of Joe Hendry. And so I was telling him about how like, it's not even like this isn't even Joe Hendry's peak anymore.
No.
All right. But like, it's just funny that like now that's reaching people completely outside of the sphere.
And I think it will appeal to young people, which networks that's safe, right? Like he's safe. He's just going to do like silly songs and stuff and be like,
and like his in-ring work's
comedy
passable.
character's not right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like he's not super serious.
My friend was asking if he's a good wrestler, and like he's fine.
He is. So I fear that his main thing, which is like he is a super powerful dude, is sort of going to be lessened going main roster because there's so many powerful dudes in that area.
And he doesn't inherently look like a super powerhouse.
No,
there's the thing, right?
No, in TNA and stuff, he comes across as way bigger than the average, but not in the WWE.
Yeah, it's kind of like how like when Billy Gunn came to AEW, he looks like a giant,
absolute giant man.
He's not in the attitude area.
That's right.
Like big behemoths.
Yes,
right?
He is huge compared to the average person.
Yeah,
I have nothing else.
Me neither.
So I guess we move into, is it Collision, then Dynamite, then Collision again?
I guess that's how we would do that. We can just bunch AEW together if we want.
Everything AEW since the last time we talked. Basically.
Everything All Elite. Boom.
And we will start that now. So I'm not even sure where we're starting because I don't think I took notes on the...
I didn't take notes on
couple things we watched. So I remember my overall thoughts, I think, but that's about it. So let's see. See what I remember.
I don't take notes on Collision matches. I just watch it or try not to pass out or...
Right.
Either or. Not because it's boring, but because I don't sleep.
That's right.
Okay, so part one of what I like to call the C4, the Collision Continental Classic catch-up.
Mm-hmm.
This is from... It was weird. What I call like part 2 of Collision Holiday Bash. Like, because remember,
some was attached to Dynamite.
Yeah, which is the part we already talked about last week. Because that was also, we watched the Bang Bang Gang FTR tag match, which I think I also partially passed out for. But this was like, there was like an hour or so that got put out on the Saturday slot. So it was weird. This was where we got Monet Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor took the Rev Pro title from Monet, so Monet lost.
Right.
One more title,
Another
but that
one
was
gone.
2 belts.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that was the 2-belt one. And then there's 2 C2 matches on this one, both Gold League. The first one was Perry and Speedball. I thought it was solid. It was probably one of the less like captivating ones. I agree.
Say. I was a little disappointed. Not that it was bad.
I thought a decent story told with Perry catching an ankle injury here. It just felt like what I said was solid, if not unspectacular. I thought a little surprising Perry won, but I thought it was nice. Since Speedball had some momentum, the finish just was kind of anticlimactic. It was a foot bite, which was kind of interesting, but then it was like a backdrop driver. But that's not a move Perry tends to win with.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was weird. But nothing wrong with the match, I thought.
Again, the worst C2 matches are still good.
Yeah, I still thought it was good.
This was not in the top tier at all, but I still thought it was good.
Yeah, no, nothing bad about it. And then Okada, Kevin Knight, also from Gold League. Much stronger. I thought the styles contrast really worked here. Knight super energetic and flying all over the place, while Okada is just like steady and picking spots, right? And just keeping like his same steady pace with his impactful offense. And then a really surprising upset here. Not a lot of people have been Okada still, so huge upset for Knight. Probably, there's a few that you could make the case for biggest upset, but I feel like this might be it because like
it's a huge win.
Kevin Knight beating Okada is crazy because the only other 2 people to beat Okada, I think, are Danielson and Fletcher.
And beating Okada within the confines of a tournament because he's the greatest tournament wrestler of all time, right?
So I think, and Knight's also been a tag wrestler most of the year.
Right.
So I think it was pretty.
Yeah, I thought it was better than the opening one as well. And yeah, like Knight and Bailey especially Bailey, have looked awesome in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't hurt Okada, right? Like he's at that level where
it's not going to do anything
matter.
for him, especially because we know he's getting to the finals anyways, so he can take it.
It's way more helpful tonight to get that win than to for Okada to take a loss isn't a big deal.
And then between this and after Dynamite, we get a 6-way tie for the Gold League, which I thought was super interesting. But we'll talk about that after we go through Dynamite. So now we will start on AEW Dynamite, what they call Dynamite on 34th Street, because this was Christmas Eve Dynamite, I believe. Right. And then the next Collision will be Christmas Day Collision. They're back in Hammerstein, which I like, because they did this last year for at least a couple shows, I think.
And it looks different, clearly different.
It looks different. I think it looks really cool, and the crowd is really hyped, especially for some of the Collision matches.
They were pretty good, yeah.
They were really into it. So I think, in general, it's just a great atmosphere, and I do kind of like it as, like, kind of a full circle from last year's, because I remember, like, that was when they'll kind of call back to it later with Darby getting kicked down the stairs there. And that was like Commander, cost Claudio his spot in the finals, right? Stuff like that. So I did like that we came back here when it was just for like the 2 shows. I was assuming 1 taping, but I don't know. Anyways, we open the show with Konosuke Takeshita and Orange Cassidy in the Continental Classic Blue League. Takeshita is still undefeated so far.
And I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast, but I made a note of it here. I really dislike the Renee voiceovers for the CQ.
You have talked about it, I think.
I don't know. I feel like it bothers me more than it should because it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, I feel that.
I would way rather she just talk.
Be there.
Yeah, it felt like a video game, or it felt like AI just talking. I don't know. I didn't like it.
I think it's fine. Like, I don't think I have a
I get what they're going for. It just irritated me.
Yeah, that's fair. I know. I feel like you would have mentioned it on the pod.
I know I've mentioned it to you. I don't know if it was
that's
microphones in our
that's
face.
the distinguishment I'm trying to make.
I know, it's hard.
It's like, I don't...
We pretty much talk about the same things, whether we're here or not. So
I found like a couple times with watching Dynamite earlier today and then watching Collision just before, pretty much. I think there were a couple things where I was like... I was purposely trying not to talk about it because I was like,
yeah, we'll talk about it fresh here.
I can't.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was, but I was like,
don't want to spoil your hot takes.
Not to, right. Anyways, Takeshita Cassidy here. Cassidy went for numerous pins early off the bat. You got a really close near fall off a crucifix pretty early on. Slingshot DDT and a tilt roll DDT from Cassidy for 2. With the hands in the pockets, it's a Hurricane Rana. Then it takes 3 drop kicks to knock Takeshita down, which was pretty much how the Mox takes the orange punch. I made a note of it later, but like whenever it comes to Moxley, they dilute the orange punch so much.
He no-sells it pretty much.
He just like, it's not that he no-sells it, he just like tanks it.
Yeah.
Like so much. And it's like, I mean, Mox isn't the only one, but I know it's happened with him before.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Anyways, Blue Thunder Bomb from Takeshita looks great, but Cassidy rolls out of the ring. Cassidy counters the bastard driver, no roll-up, but Takeshita kicks out, hits the wheelbarrow suplex part. Rolling elbow, but then Cassidy comes back with the orange punch for 2. Beach break on the apron looked really nice. Takeshita misses a boot over the barricade. Cassidy hits an orange punch. Takeshita barely beats the count back in. And then the finish comes when Cassidy immediately pounces with numerous roll-up attempts, counters the Raging Fire in a small package. Takeshita kicks out and right away lifts him back up, and Raging Fire looked perfect. And Takeshita gets the win here. I thought this was great. These guys tend to work really well together. I think they had another great TV match earlier in the year. I think it was when Takeshita was still international champion. Do you remember? So it was in the build up to Takeshita Omega for Revolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they did like a weird reverse tournament where Takeshita had to defend the title to move on to defend against Omega.
Yes, I remember that being confused.
So that was, I'm pretty sure that was the Cassidy Takeshita match. I remember them having that match, and that was really great too. The Raging Fire also looked great. This was just as good, if not better, from what I remember. I think their dynamic's great because Takeshita's just a punishment machine, and Cassidy looks awesome taking it. I thought the final few minutes were so hectic in the right way, and the crowd were super into it. Especially in the final sequence, which I thought was really well done. It had to be Takeshita, obviously, but both guys went all out.
I feel like we got, and it's a good thing, I think, like a more serious Cassidy here. He did the hands in pocket stuff, but...
Right, but like how out of the gate he was trying to win it.
You can't be messing around with someone like Takeshita, right?
Especially this late in the game.
Yeah. And just, it's the story of him doing a million counters and being the underdog, and Takeshita eventually just overpowering him, right? And Takeshita needed this win, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
And good showing by Cassidy. Yeah,
Agreed.
really fun match with stakes attached to it.
Then we get a Gabe Kidd promo in a stairwell. He talks about Darby getting kicked down the stairs. It was the exact stairs last year, and then how he remembers the feeling when Darby dragged him like by the car, I think, or the truck or whatever, in the body bag.
Yeah.
He says Darby may be indestructible, but he's standing on thin ice, and he wants to be the one to shatter it. And he challenges Darby for Worlds End. I thought it was simple for a quick build, since like it's definitely a quick build, but also it's like kind of like Steve's been playing because they've kind of been in the same orbit ever since Kidd aligned with the Death Riders and Darby came back at All In. So, and they had the spat, I think, in the cage match, right? Obviously, Gabe Kidd helped Pac throw Darby off the stage through the flame tables at Blood and Guts. So they've had some interactions here and there, and I'm always up for some Gabe Kidd minutes. I think this would be a sweet match on easy night for Darby since he's been on like a break since he was ruled out of the C2, but it could be an enjoyable match, I think.
Yeah, I think I like Gabe Kidd, and we haven't seen a ton of him, so he does come across as like unhinged and violent,
and just different, right?
And he, including in this rant, like reminding me of stuff which I always need, right? Like, oh yeah, you did do that stuff with, you do have that history with Darby
or like
Allin,
the fact that he got kicked down the stairs a year ago,
and he just wants to destroy the indestructible man, right? So that's a really simple story to tell, and he is pretty believable being a psycho, to be honest.
He's great. Let me get a quick Bang Bang Gang promo, kind of like they're cutting a promo underneath a highlight package.
Yeah.
They're talking about how FTR always wants to remind everyone of the legacy they want and how they're the best. They say they agree, but they weren't the best in Manchester because they had the match won, right? They talk about the controversy from their last match, which I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something about a rope break, right?
Could be. I don't remember either.
And so they want a street fight at World's End for the titles. It's a solid promo. I didn't see them getting a pay-per-view match, but I'm up for it because I like them a lot. I would love to see Jay White come back here. Would be crazy if he helped them win or just showed up. That works for me too.
Yeah.
He could just show up.
I wish there were more of a build to this, but I guess they're trying to do something.
I guess most of the build for this was putting it into that TV match. Then this is just kind of like on the back end. So I think most of the builds have been kind of done.
Yep.
But yeah,
the match should be cool. I'm fine with it.
I like getting me Bang Bang Gang on a pay-per-view. Then we get Roddy Strong versus Mascara Dorada in the Blue League. The crowd was singing Feliz Navidad as we got holds and counters at the beginning, which I thought was kind of funny. Dorada runs around ringside towards Roddy, but he gets caught, spun into a backbreaker on the apron. Huge swanton bomb from Dorada for 2. We get Strong lifting him in torture rack, drops him into the corner, falls to the corner knee, and the belly back facebuster for 2. Sick kick for another 2 count. And then eventually the finish comes when Dorada nails the shooting star for the win. So Roddy is still pointless, and Dorada is now in the running for the semifinals. So I thought it was solid. Dorada continues to impress, and I kind of figured he'd win since Dorada's rolled out, and it keeps things more interesting for the semis with Dorada being alive. Not a lot to say here, but I thought they both looked good, and it was just solid stuff.
Yeah, this one was more of a sprint. I think it went under 10 minutes, where a lot have been like pushing the 20-minute time limit.
Yeah,
right?
This one was definitely a shorter one.
Cool offense they both have. It's just kind of like lacking a bit of drama because neither guy is a threat to win. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, for sure.
I know this win keeps Dorada in the running, and it just means Roddy, the only thing he can do is be a spoiler, which
Claudio.
Which I think they were smart to include and even talk about and have O'Reilly mention it, right? So I think like it helps Roddy end on a high note, right? Because he's looked good in this tournament. But the fact is somebody has to be a fall guy, right?
Yeah, and I'm not surprised it's him.
I'm not either. So it was a good match, but it was a quick one.
I think if anything, the surprising part is that Gold League didn't really have a fall guy.
Yeah.
Given the fact that
everybody tied.
Yeah. Or like was tying at one point, right? So that was interesting. And like you were talking about in the news, we get a package recapping the Sports Illustrated Awards that AEW got. So that was kind of cool.
I really like that so this is a very mainstream publication, right? That gets a lot of attention. So I think it's pretty smart to like lean into like, this mainstream sports outlet has overwhelmingly chosen us as the wrestling company to watch, sort of thing. So I think they should do this as much as they can.
And I think stuff like this combined with growing at least negative sentiment towards WWE is really good for AEW. And they should definitely be capitalizing on stuff like this because it's only helping them.
And also there's the added like WWE loves any sort of mainstream media coverage, right? Like
So this is something that they can't really capitalize on.
Right. And so it's like, not only are you getting it as AEW, but WWE, like that's all they want is mainstream.
Yeah, and Sports Illustrated is huge, right?
So yeah, it's pretty good for them.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. So I like that they plugged that as well. Then we get Renee interviewing Statlander and Hayter on the stage. It's one of those ones where they have their back to the fans, which like looks cool, but it always feels weird to me because like I feel like watching that live would be so like.
Because I think I would end up watching it on the screen live, probably to see the front. I don't know.
See them looking at,
which I don't like doing at a live show because I'm at a live show.
Yeah,
so if my seats are decent,
that's why I'm like,
yeah,
it always feels kind of weird for me. But yeah, they're both here because this is the women's title match apparently. Stat says she gave Hayter a shot because she knows what it's like to lose stuff or something like that.
So Hayter's a heel now?
No.
Oh.
But like they're teasing it.
But I should know this probably. That's why I feel like I just don't know.
So I know she's not. I feel like it's being teased is the thing.
Okay. Sure.
But you're not wrong for thinking that. It's just more like.
It's just because generally somebody has to be, and I feel like this feud hasn't been developed in front of my eyes, so I don't really know.
Hasn't. But I'll talk about it after. It's not their fault that we haven't watched it.
No.
And she tells Hayter to stop looking to the past. She's been knocked down too, but she looked to what she could be, and now she's winning and stuff. She says, "Don't pity me for what I lost, but fear me for what I've become," which I actually did kind of like that line. Hayter's beaten her before, but she's face to face with the Cosmic Killer. That one less so.
And she does the thing. I think you were taking notes. So she's wearing the Jeff Hardy sleeves, and they say those words on it. So when she says the Cosmic Killer, she goes like this.
That's bad. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you missed that.
That reminds me of like...
It pushed it way into cringe territory.
That reminds me like, remember like that was Darren Young singing. It was like, remember the Make Darren Young Great Again?
Yes.
With Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund, yeah.
In 2016.
That's right.
That was so funny.
So yes, you missed that little detail.
And then like Hayter goes to say something, but tries to hit her with the lariat. Statlander catches it. Hayter says last time she hit that, she didn't get back up. So to touch on before we talk about the segment was like, it's more of an our fault thing, but this feud being all Collision has not been good for us because it's felt like I barely knew what was going on as well. I've kept tabs on it through Instagram, but I kind of forgot it existed.
Yeah.
And I'm not completely up on everything. But that's our fault because we have been watching Collision for C2 matches, but we've also only been watching the C2 matches.
It's not Hayter and Stat's fault, but it's somebody's fault. Because to me, you don't do a feud, quote unquote, for one of your major championships and don't have it on your flagship show. Like, I don't think it's completely our fault either.
But then also, wouldn't you argue that, like, otherwise, why would you be watching Collision? Like, if it's not having marquee stuff like that?
Have it furthered on there, but almost it feels like it was exclusively on there.
I agree. So I think it's on us for not watching Collision, but it's also on them. Like, they didn't even put like a recap package.
That's what I'm saying.
I think if we had like a recap package on Dynamite a week or two, that would be fine. Because then it's like, okay, hey, you missed this on Collision. I think that was the thing is like, usually we do see that if there's major stuff on Collision, right? Or like if it's consistent. Like, I feel like we saw more about the Bang Bang Gang FTR feud.
Yeah.
Like, we knew that was going on besides watching Collision.
And it's just kind of affected my interest level in this match. Like, I like Stat and Hayter.
Yeah. I like them both, yeah.
I also don't think you can rely on either one or both to build a feud through talking, to be nice about it. So this was kind of just...
Especially not when they're both babyface. If Hayter was heel, then maybe we're looking at a different story.
And this was passable until the Cosmic Killer with the sleeves part, and then it was a bit too much for me.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So I'm really hoping the match is awesome, and it can be. I'm just not super interested in it.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those where the feud's not going to be there, but the match could be.
Correct.
Which was kind of the case
Almost every match delivers on their pay-per-view, so I'm sure it will as well.
Yeah. That tends to be the case with some of Statlander's matches lately, but also even Toni Storm. Like, I found a lot of the builds for her didn't work for me, but then the matches often did.
Yep.
So we'll see. MJF is in a squash match with Dustin Waller.
Never heard of him.
Me neither. He attacks him immediately. He does that thing where like he runs the ropes a million times and just like crotch thrust into the guy's face.
Mm-hmm.
Hammerlock Cradle DDT salt to the earth. MJF wins. He grabs a mic to speak, but Hangman's music cuts him off. We see Hangman standing in the second level of the crowd. Swerve's music hits, and then he's also on that level of the crowd on kind of like the other end with Nana. Hangman cuts a promo from up there saying he wants to remind Max of the contractual obligation for no physicality got left in England. So he encourages Max to say what he's going to say and makes him bottom of the barrel joke at their expense. He is sure the casting directors of the movies he's trying to get into would love to see what he says in public. They start walking down the stairs and they're walking towards the ring. And he says MJF can compare them to sex pests or say he's not a star, but regardless of what he says, he'll get his ass beat. Hangman Swerve reach ringside. We get Shibata and Hook and the Ops Dojo coming out. Hangman and Swerve take out the Dojo guys and reach the ring. Joe appears in the Tron, says he sent them out to expose their true nature.
Admits that they're basically putties and they weren't.
Which I like that because it's better than pretending that they're going to do something, right? So I kind of like that. They all claim to hate him, but he looks at them and sees the hate spreads further. He will come for each of them one by one, and their hopes and dreams come to an end at World's End. MJF tries to cheap shot Swerve and Hangman as they're looking there, but they Swerve avoids it. Hangman decks him with the chain. House called MJF, and then Hangman wraps the chain around MJF's neck as Swerve begins to speak. Swerve says MJF doesn't hate the fans. He likes the people, and he likes all the likes and retweets, and loves people feeding in to feed his ego. He says he's never met such a selfish and narcissistic piece of garbage. He says MJF has power, but that makes for a toxic combination. It makes him more of a ditty than Swerve is. He talks about all the victims of MJF, like Pinnacle, Wardlow, Switchblade, Adam Cole. I'm not sure about the Switchblade one. I was a little confused why you mentioned Switchblade, because he's saying they're all worse off after dealing with MJF, sure, but Switchblade is the one who purely feuded with MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pinnacle, MJF's faction. Wardlow, MJF's right-hand man. Adam Cole, MJF's former friend. All with alignments to MJF, but Switchblade, it was a feud.
Right.
So that one confused me a little bit.
Maybe it's just to throw his name out there because he's coming soon.
Yeah, they got to keep him in mind, right? Swerve says whether it's his enemy or ally, and he looks at Hangman, which I really like that. He makes people better. He says, as a wrestler, actor, husband, he's better than MJF in every way. Then he hits his catchphrase, and he'll see MJF at World's End.
Mm-hmm. So, obviously, the match is nothing. It was to get to the aftermath stuff. I like Hangman. You know when it's a bully and he's trying to take away all the bully's material, I think? He's calling out all the stuff that MJF...
Yeah, I like when they do that sometimes.
And I also like that they've circled back around to MJF. The reason he has a problem with a lot of the top guy baby faces is because...
Especially Hangman.
They connect with the crowd the way he can't, and he actually wants to, right? So he lashes out at the people who are able to do what he isn't.
Yeah.
So I like them going back to that. And I think Joe is smart because he's happy that they're
he's kind of egging them on in a way.
Well, because they're now more
concerned with
MJF than him.
Yeah.
And he's smart enough to appreciate that and try to exploit that, right? So everyone did their... I wasn't that much into what Swerve said for some reason, but I
liked parts of it.
I thought overall it was a good segment.
I also just thought it was so cool, just to have Hangman choking MJF as Swerve's talking. Just that kind
Them
of
working
visual,
together is pretty nuts.
It's so crazy to me, and I love it so much. I'm not sick of it yet. It's just... And I didn't think they'd be working together once we kind of got this title feud going. So to have them work together against MJF, I thought was really interesting.
And they'll still be willing to kill each other in the match as well, too, right?
I'm also interested to see how much they'd work together in the 4-way, if at all, because I could see them working together to take out Joe
until
and
they can't anymore, sort of thing.
I thought the end with Swerve's promo was sick though, and I liked how he steered Hangman as he said enemy and ally line, because it's cool because he could mean Hangman as either them or both.
Mm-hmm.
And at this stage it's hard to tell. So it's just obviously they're kind of allies, but it's they're also kind of, so it is kind of both, which I think is so strange, but in a cool way.
Does the beatdown of MJF afterward make any stronger a case for him winning at World's End?
I think not this, but probably the ring match does.
Right.
But we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly, before we get a Beavis of Wrath interview, they are just hyped for the tag title.
They are supportive of each other, question mark.
They compliment each other.
Yeah.
So, cool.
They're happy with each other.
They're energetic. They're fun.
They can, in fact, coexist. Good to know.
That is typically what the storyline is. Then we get Ricochet and Bandito in the Dynamite Diamond Ring match final doohickey.
Yeah, we're getting a singles match that isn't C2. It's kind of weird.
It is, yeah, but a cool one.
Yep.
It's one that feels C2ish in that like I feel like we wouldn't get it otherwise. It's for the ring, so it's like that kind of necessitates this match. So it's kind of cool to get.
I would suggest two of the hottest competitors going
of the year,
of this year, probably, especially ones that didn't ascend to a major title status,
and
right?
Ones that some also didn't interact really.
Right.
It's not like we've really seen them in each other's orbit. So yeah, it's Ricochet and Bandito for the ring. For also the first match for this ring that hasn't had MJF in it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really strange.
Which why I feel like they want to find a way for him to have it eventually.
I agree. We'll get there.
You're coming around, eh?
No, I think it's kind of clear now.
Yeah.
So Ricochet throws Bandito out, tries to do the Macarena. Bandito skins the cat back in, and bips Ricochet on the head, which is usually the joke.
And commentary love that now.
Yes. Bandito gets Ricochet up in military press, dumps him out of the ring. Ricochet with the suplex on the apron, and he kind of transitions to like both of them land on the floor, or like with their feet on the floor. He goes for another suplex, but then Bandito counters hits a suplex on the floor. Ricochet hits Vertigo for 2. Super kick from Bandito. Ricochet comes back with a knee and a heel kick. Gets the Bandito in fireman's carry, but Bandito counters into a Poison Rana. Ricochet flips out of a 21 plex attempt, which was pretty cool. Rolls Bandito up for 2. Bandito catches a Hurricane Rana attempt. It looks like he's going for a Styles Clutch, but he kind of like picks it up into a sit-up power.
And I got nervous because why is he tucking his chin? That's how everyone breaks their neck.
But it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Bandito turns Ricochet inside out with a really sick super kick. X-knee connects. Leon distracts the ref so Khan can save Ricochet from the 21 plex. Low blow from Ricochet goes to a spirit gun. Bandito counters. Crucifix pin, and Bandito wins the ring. Brief beatdown. Brody King makes the save.
Yeah, really good match. Happy Bandito's like overcoming cheating to win. He's so good, man. He's great. So fun to watch.
I wish this was longer, but for what we got, I thought it was good.
I also said I would love to see these two in a pay-per-view match.
I think there's a better match in there.
With more time and a stronger feud.
I thought Ricochet was going to win, but I do think that Bandito makes sense if it's going where we think it's going.
Yeah. I felt like Bandito was winning this. And it was a good match for sure, and first time the ring's been on somebody else, so that was weird to see.
Yeah. Like my thing was, at least with Bandito, it makes me think there's definitely gonna be a heel champion coming at a World's End,
right?
Whether it's MJF or not,
I don't know. We'll discuss.
I do think it's at least more likely that's him or Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have things to say about that when we get there too.
Darby Allin interview next. He says it's been a few weeks since he's been out. Lexi Nair mentions Gabe Kidd's challenge. Darby says he has bigger things to worry about. The camera, like, it kind of goes out for a bit. We hear Gabe Kidd attacking him. We come back and Gabe Kidd's beating him up in a dark hallway, drags him up the stairs, chokes him up there a bit, and then kicks him down the stairs again. And I thought this was solid, kind of like you're saying, further, like, builds Gabe Kidd as a madman kind of deal, and a cool callback to what the Death Riders did to Darby last year. And I assume this all but confirms their match for World's End, which does get confirmed.
Yeah, it gets confirmed later. And yeah, it's just him. He's a violent guy, and I again, it's believable for me at this point.
Then we get Mina Shirakawa and Marina Shafir. We get Mina with a slingshot corkscrew splash for a 1 count, diving shotgun drop kick for 2. Mina rolls into the figure 4. Shafir snaps her fingers to get out. Spinning backwards from Mina. Shafir catches Mina with the bell cop, locks in Mother's Milk, and she makes Mina pass out for the win. She locks her in the choke again until Storm makes the save, but Shafir takes her out with a kick.
Yeah, it was pretty short, honestly, and had a commercial break in the middle. So
I'm not against Shafir winning. I just wish she had done more before she won.
I agree. It was a lot of Mina, right, throughout the match.
Mina should have taken more.
And then Mina was targeting leg, and then all of a sudden it was just slap on the Mother's Milk and it's over. So I mean, it was decent, but nothing special.
Yeah.
And is part of it, I'm quite okay with it if part of the story too is as Mox is starting to show signs of cracks, Shafir's looking stronger and stronger, right? Because like we said, they've got the most they're attached the most, I think, of the two of them. So if it's this story of like she's trying to put up with Moxley maybe longer than some of the other ones are, but he's slipping and she's dominating. So if that's part of the story, then that's cool.
I agree. Then we get a quick Elite interview backstage. Matt says tonight, which I think this was taken last week, was bittersweet, but he says he and Nick aren't clear for the rest of the year, maybe longer.
Which Lexi acts like is forever when it's like a couple days.
But like I assume they're meaning like maybe longer, but the way they phrased it was weird. Omega says they're always going to be the lead, but maybe this gives him the chance to take care of something he needs to take care of himself. And what do you think that is?
Andrade?
I think it's Fletcher.
Yeah, you do?
Because we were saying how, they were going to get the Fletcher match. They wanted to do a Fletcher match, but they didn't think Omega was ready. And I think him saying he should done this a while ago makes me think. Because remember Fletcher's kicking his and Hangman's asses in the summer, and that built up to Hangman and Fletcher's match that we were there live for. So I think that was Hangman getting his payback on Fletcher, but Omega never kind of came back for that payback, right? So I think, especially with Andrade, it doesn't seem confirmed that he's signed.
No.
So I think, unless I could see Omega calling Andrade up, but for me, my mind immediately went to Fletcher. So I'm gonna say,
if Omega is full health now, that makes sense.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, could be that.
And then we build to that for Revolution, maybe, and maybe that means we don't get obviously Fletcher's not winning the C2.
Yeah,
but
I didn't pick him.
Then we get a Mox promo. He just talks about he likes the C2 because it's simple. There's nowhere to hide. He said other things. He said when it's over, he won't leave any bullets in the chamber. Yada yada.
Yeah, I said it was fine. I don't know. It was
not his most interesting work.
Wasn't
but it was
gripping.
Fine.
Yeah.
Main event time. It's Pac. It's Jack Perry, aka Pac Perry, in the Gold League. We get suicide dive from Perry, snap suplex on the floor from Pac, super kick from Perry, and then they exchange forearms. Perry with a brainbuster, and they're both down.
Mm-hmm.
Perry does the thing where he flips out of a corner and hits a German suplex. Looked really good, actually. Perry absolutely stalked Pac with a jumpy DT. I thought it looked awesome.
It looked great, yeah. Pac's the best.
Yeah. It looked like the kind of stuff where Pac could jammed his neck or something.
Yeah.
Pac with an overhead belly to belly in the corner. Perry landed high. We get an avalanche belly to belly overhead from Pac for 2. Super kick poison Rana from Perry, followed by the big comebacker lariat for 2. Pac blocks the running knee, hits some kicks, but Perry with a kick, back suplex that he beat Speedball with, and then the running knee connects, makes the pin. Pac locks in the brutalizer until Perry's able to roll towards the ropes and get his foot on the bottom rope. Pac does the big run up and hits his lariat, goes to lock in the brutalizer. Perry counters in a roll up for 2. Pac is then able to lock in the brutalizer again. Perry bites his fingers to get out. And Perry catches Pac in a no-con roll type roll up, and Perry gets the win.
Yeah, I didn't love Perry getting the win. I get it gets everybody to 6 points, which is cool. But
yeah,
I just wanted Pac to keep his roll going.
And I don't hate it because Pac just is. I don't think there's a single match where he's looked bad.
No.
Which he never does, but I think he's just been looking better.
And this was a good match, don't get me wrong.
I really like this match, yeah.
And that's a huge win for Perry. So, and a very entertaining main event. Mm-hmm. Cool result because, everybody's at 6 points after this, right?
And it works so well because Pac's just an absolute bruiser these days. And Perry, I think, works really well as the plucky underdog type, kind of in an Orange Cassidy mold.
People love him in that role, right?
Yeah,
so
I think it works really well.
The crowd response was good, yeah.
Not that I liked his work as Scapegoat. I think not enough people praise
fine.
That.
This is
I
way
think
better.
He had some cool promos. I really liked some of his stuff, but I think this is definitely better for him.
Yes.
And it just works. The final stretch was good too. I'm surprised Perry won. I'm not thrilled Pac lost, but like I said, he's been so consistently strong. I'm really not that mad about it. And it keeps the Gold League interesting because it's anyone's game. And I think that's really interesting.
Yep, I thought so too.
So thoughts on Dynamite, and then we'll go to the rest of the Collision stuff.
I thought good Dynamite matches. There was nothing that was a super blowaway match, and really the only huge segment I thought was the
Swerve and Hangman,
the aftermath, of the MJF match. So I went B show. I don't know if you went B+, I wouldn't fight you on it, but I thought it was a B.
I'd probably go B. Just
I liked everything, didn't love anything.
I'd go B, just because I think maybe match quality was a little one of the matches wowed me a little more, and then also I think just being a go home, it's a little. I get that a lot of the go home you have to do the tournament matches because that's such a big part of the show.
Yeah,
but it's just
you're right. There wasn't enough other stuff for a go home show, and the women's match was just kind of there.
I thought the only part that really felt good go home was the men's world title stuff. I thought that was really good.
Yep.
Collision and then time. We'll move into part 2 of the C4, the Collision Continental Classic catch up. This time it's the C6 because it's Christmas Collision, or C5 because it's only one C. It's the Christmas Collision Continental Classic catch up.
Right.
We had 6 matches.
So many. I was fading by the end because
that was another thing that was an issue from that. I think that.
And watching it in rapid succession from Dynamite, it feels like the same guys are wrestling again, and it's just like we just saw that earlier in the day.
It's kind of on us.
Yeah,
but
it is.
That's okay. All right, first up, it's Fletcher and Perry from the Gold League. I thought it was a really strong opener. Fletcher went after Perry's ankle hard, which I thought was really great. Perry sold Fletcher's offense great too. I thought he made Fletcher look even better when he was hitting all his stuff that already tends to look great. Perry, again, as the underdog, worked really well, and I thought the one boot look kind of helped it look like he was like really taking it. Fletcher was always going to win this and go to the finals, but this one almost going the full runtime and Fletcher speeding in the last minute really upped the drama in a way I thought was really fun.
Yeah, this one started out slowly, but in hindsight, because it pushed the full 20 minutes, right? Fletcher's offense is so vicious that like
I think Perry's long hair flopping around too makes it for a cool visual.
As long as you're a decent babyface, you're gonna come across looking really good. And like Perry's better than decent. I'm not trying to say Perry's just decent, but like, and the crowd really connects with Perry, and they really want to root for him. And Fletcher's just such a great heel, screaming and jumping and just
smashing people in the
putting a little extra stink on everything, right? So Fletcher has had an awesome tournament as well. Like every match he's been in,
I think he had my favorite 2 matches.
He just works with everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a very good opener.
And I'd like to say, all in all, I think Perry was a really good choice for alternative.
Yeah,
I still would have probably preferred to see Darby against like Fletcher and Okada in these cool matches we would have gotten to see, but I thought Perry, like, he didn't disappoint. Nope. And I think this raised my opinion of him as a singles wrestler, even just by a bit.
He had a good showing for sure.
I think, not enough people give him credit. I think he looked really good in his matches, especially I think his last couple with Fletcher and Pac, I thought were really strong showings for him. And he deserves some recognition, I think. Then we move on to Takeshita versus Dorada. A really fun match, I thought. Probably, it might be my favorite of this collision. I thought both these guys have such entertaining yet different move sets.
Dorada looked incredible.
I thought Dorada looked great in this match. I think it was one of his best matches of the tournament. And he was speeding around as usual. Takeshita looked great as the killer heavyweight trying to shut him down. I thought the finishing combo of the avalanche lariat, power drive, knee, raging fire was murderous. And I thought this one was just really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Dorada, this tournament
I felt I was most paying attention.
It's put him into all these matches with top tier guys, and his style, being a lucha guy, is so different from them. It's so fun to watch.
It stands out so much more in AEW, right? So I think it's way more interesting than like in CMLL, where maybe it's not as like unique. I'm not sure because we don't usually watch that.
And it was another one of those where his style works with Takeshita because you got to stay away from Takeshita, right? As soon as he gets a hold of you and starts hitting you, it's kind of like Fletcher.
Yeah.
If they get a hold of you, can't stay close to them because they're going to get a hold of you and hit you with devastating stuff. So Dorada's style fits perfectly with that. I thought this was super fun as well. And I will say, right before this, I even made a note of O'Reilly's pep talk to Roddy, which I thought was awesome.
I did like that, yeah.
I think that's as good as Kyle O'Reilly's ever sounded.
Yeah, if you want to talk about that quick, just from what you remember.
It was basically because Roddy's down and depressed because he hasn't won a single match, right? And O'Reilly was just basically like, "You're my ride or die," and it like, without your encouragement and support, I wouldn't have been doing the stuff I did, beating Mox and whatever. So I'm here to support you because I know how good you are, and you can. Because he's at the rule where he can play spoiler, right? If he beats Claudio, he knocks Claudio out of the semis. So that's where O'Reilly, who doesn't normally sound great, like he can sound, really but I thought he sounded excellent here.
I agree. I really liked it. I really hope O'Reilly gets better soon because I want them to capitalize on what they did with Moxley. I thought that was a great feud.
He also just went a long way to making Roddy sympathetic here too. Right?
I agree.
I thought it was really effective.
Yeah. And we'll talk about Roddy's match now against Claudio and the Blue League. I thought one of the more surprising matches, not just for the result, but also for how it panned out. So this was like 5 minutes or something. Like, it was really short.
It was, I think, under 4, actually.
Yeah, it was really short and fast. Claudio was on the gas pedal, pushing the pace immediately. Then Roddy came back fast and fiery as well. Glad Roddy got some sort of win, though. It keeps Claudio to the semifinals, which was necessary, I think. So it's not without its purpose. And it's also the second year this has happened to Claudio, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, I thought this was really good.
And I thought it started out with Cesaro just... Cesaro.
Whoa.
Claudio just dominating because, again, I think Roddy's selling the whole, like, he's doubting himself. He can't beat anybody.
But then once he's getting his ass beat again, he knows he's got to, like, lock in, as they say.
Yeah, so quick little match and a surprise, and good for Roddy because he just knocked Claudio out. So that's it's not like he got nothing out of this tournament.
Short match, but I thought this was worthwhile.
Yep.
Then we get Pac versus Kevin Knight, which was not short because it went to a draw. But I thought a really great match. Pac crushing it again. A lot of crazy big moves, and Pac was just absolutely punching Knight, who's hanging in there, and then he's pushing the pace with his insane athleticism. The final few minutes were super hectic, and the crowd was reaching a fever pitch. And I like the draw here, so that Pac, he wasn't going to go to the finals. We knew, or the semis. We knew that, but he didn't have to take a loss here, and it keeps both of them out of the semis. So I thought the draw here was well used, and it keeps Knight looking strong after you just beat Okada.
Right.
It keeps Pac looking strong after he just took a loss. I think the draw was the right decision here, and I liked it.
Even in the moment, I noticed it puts Okada in the position to leapfrog both of them if he wins the last match.
So I like that as well. It accomplishes so many necessary things.
And the match was super good, obviously.
I agree.
The crowd, I felt like, was a little quiet to start, and then they really got warmed up by the end. But yeah, obviously those two guys aren't going to have a bad match, and good for Kevin Knight and Pac.
And a cool match you probably wouldn't see otherwise.
That's right.
As well. Then a match we have seen otherwise numerous times. It's Mox, it's Cassidy.
Maybe that's why I wasn't as into this one as some.
I agree. I think that's maybe part of it. One thing to note during his entrance, Moxley's like coming up the stairs as Garcia and Yuta are already talking to Shafir. So I was like, okay.
Right.
Interesting. But I thought this was good. Maybe a shade inferior to some of the previous matches, but that's not to say this wasn't good.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought Mox's ankle coming into play made it a little different and interesting, but you knew Moxley was winning. Cassidy still put in a strong showing, but man, they dilute the orange punch with Moxley.
Yeah. They do.
But Moxley wins. He gets to the semis. It just makes sense.
Again, it might have just been fatigue of watching all this in the same day, but I wasn't as into this as some other tournament. Again, it wasn't bad, but I didn't love it.
The worst match is going to be good, right?
Right.
Then the last match of the tournament, or the league stage at least, it's Okada and Speedball rematch from Double or Nothing.
I like this a lot better, yeah.
I did really like it from when I remember being awake. I remember my eyes kept closing, and I'd be closing and I just missed the impact of a move.
Yeah.
It happens so many times, and that's no shade to these guys. It's their second strong match together in a year. I think their Double or Nothing match was a bit better, especially with that finish where he drop kicks him out of Ultimate Weapon. But this was really good for a TV match. Speedball's doing all that crazy stuff, and Okada's just picking spots and smashing him, right? It's similar to their last match, but that's no insult. I do like that Okada needed a roll up to win here. It kind of protects Speedball a bit. But Okada was always winning this because I don't think there was any universe where he's not at least making it to the semis.
Especially once they had a draw in the other one, it just sets up perfectly for him to get 8 points or whatever, 9.
Unless Speedball, yes, no, that's not happening.
Speedball, I'm just super happy with how he was presented in this tournament because he's awesome, and I feel like maybe not everybody was aware of it. And you also,
I think that Fletcher match especially shows how
you want to overlook him when you look at him as well, because he's just this, little dude with a mullet who looks like he's, I don't know, just the guy that's coming to cut your grass or something. But he is amazing. So yeah, I thought that match was really good. And obviously Okada wins, but Bailey had a great showing in the tournament. So.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he got to the point where he was in play, like everyone did, I think that was really surprising.
Yep, good stuff. All right, so taking a break from the wrestling talk, or at least analyzing shows and stuff and breaking it down, we're going to look at a little bit of trivia. We do it every week right at this spot, and we call it the same thing. It's off the top of his head. So I don't really know where the topic of the trivia this week came from. I think I was just looking up topics, so I thought it was interesting. They're saying Monday Night War, so 95 to 2001, they're saying, increasing difficulty, hardcore focus, week by week turning points. So major turning points in the Monday Night Wars. Okay. So for example, number 1 is saying, what specific event on September 4th, 1995 officially began the Monday Night War?
What, Luger jumping ship?
So what was that? Jump ship when on what?
First Nitro?
There you go. So first Nitro. Okay, that's the first one. Obviously, that's a key point, I guess, and it's starting, right? So the war starts. On September 11th, 1995, What controversial tactic did Eric Bischoff first use to gain a ratings advantage?
Was it like what, giving away the spoilers?
Yes.
Because Raw's taped.
Right. So exactly, Bischoff spoiled the results of taped WWF Raw matches live on Nitro. Okay, so you're getting kind of the point here. Number 3. Which WWF title match was spoiled on Nitro that infamously backfired? This is a pretty easy one.
Foley and Rock.
And what's the line?
Oh, that'll put butts in seats.
That'll put butts in the seats. That's right. Number 4. What July 1996 event completely shifted WCW's creative momentum?
Bash at the Beach.
And what happened?
Hogan's
the third man.
Hogan's the third guy.
Good.
You know, there was like a rumor going around that it was going to be Mabel.
That's crazy. Imagine where's the alternate timeline where that happens and how quickly that fails. Number 5, I think there's 18. On which specific date did WCW begin its 83-week rating streak?
Oh, I don't know.
June 17th. I don't think there's
96?
any hints. Yeah.
97?
96.
Okay.
What December 1997 event severely damaged WCW's long-term
Starcade.
credibility? And what was that?
Probably the Sting Hogan match.
Yeah, that's correct. With the fast count controversy.
I mean, I don't think the show was amazing in general,
No.
but that was the main thing.
Right. 7. Which WWF event on March 23rd, 1998 is widely considered the moment WWF began its comeback?
Was it the Raw with Tyson?
It was. Mike Tyson was present.
The Austin Mike Tyson segment?
And?
Vince?
Yes. So basically the kicking off of the Austin McMahon feud is what they're suggesting, which I think is fair. Number 8. April 13th, 1998 Raw moment helped WWF retake cultural relevance.
Sorry, give me the date again.
So it's one of those iconic from that era. April 13th, 98. A non-match moment on Raw.
Austin stunning Vince?
No.
Challenging to a match?
No. There's a prop involved.
The bang gun?
No. Huge moment. The vehicles. You know how Austin
the beer truck?
Beer truck. The beer bath, yeah. Number 9. On which night in 1998 did Raw defeat Nitro?
Oh, I don't know.
That would be really hard.
I would just be able to tell you that it was 98.
April. Yeah, it doesn't matter. What creative decision in mid-1998 began WCW's internal collapse? So this is hard to say, but so what there's, I can give you hints. Hint 1, it involved a faction losing its mystique.
Are we saying like the split of NWO?
Yes. So the overexpansion and splintering of both.
Okay, that's fair.
We'll take that. What November 15th, 1998 event exposed WCW's booking chaos to fans?
That wouldn't be Halloween Havoc if it's not November.
So it was at World War III, 1998, and something controversial happened.
I don't know what happened other than Nash winning the...
That would be it.
That Nash won the Battle Royal?
No, sorry.
And then what, Nash... Oh, the Calprod thing?
They're saying, yeah, Goldberg losing the streak, basically.
That would be December, because that was at Starrcade.
Oh, all right. So they were wrong. January 4th, 99, Raw segment permanently altered the war's momentum.
Finger Poke of Doom?
Oh, this is a Raw segment.
Oh. That's the time when Foley won the belt?
Yeah, they spoiled it. Same thing.
Okay, they were talking about it again.
Yeah. Which late 1999 WCW decision alienated fans and talent alike?
Late 99?
Yes.
Not Finger Poke, is it?
No. Making someone a champion.
Oh, Russo?
No.
Arquette?
Yes.
That was 2000, I'm not sure. Or no.
They're saying late 99.
I know one of them was 2000. Maybe it was Russo. It could have been.
Which April 10th, 2000 event is considered WCW's point of no return?
Is it War Games Russo's Revenge?
It is not.
Slamboree.
The one that leads into the New Blood Russo reboot, which was, they're saying Spring Stampede.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
March 26, 2001 broadcast symbolically ended the Monday Night War. So what kind of...
The simulcast?
Was it a simulcast? What happened on that day? Was the last what?
Oh, what Shane buys WCW?
Yeah, that's right. What ratings milestone in early 2000 showed WWF had completely won the war? Just that they were winning in the ratings. That's a really dumb question. A multi-point ratings lead, sorry. Which WWF storyline directly capitalized on WCW's collapse in real time? It blurred reality is one hint. Authority figures featured heavily.
I don't know.
Invasion tease came later.
I don't know.
The McMahon family over who's running what.
Oh.
That whole storyline. Ahead of the invasion.
I was under the impression that was like during WCW still being around. I was confused by the... Okay.
This one's sort of subjective, so I don't know how you would get it. What single recurring WCW mistake week to week most accelerated their downfall?
Run-ins? I don't...
So they're saying hint 1, not about talent, not about ratings alone.
What the peeking behind the curtain stuff?
They're just saying inconsistent short-term booking with no payoff. Like, how are you going to get there?
Yeah, okay.
But that is probably true. And hot-shotting title changes.
Or like in the insider terms.
Yeah, all that kind of like blurring the lines of the. That's what they thought they were being cool, right? By blurring the lines between
saying like this is a work or
and you're just like,
why?
Yeah, we know, but we're trying not to
or
know. Like we're trying to suspend our disbelief. So why are you doing this?
Or like Goldberg talking about not want to lay down for Jared or something like that. Like, what's the point of that?
It doesn't help them at all, and they thought it did. But anyways, all right. So we'll go back into talking wrestling, tiny bit of Raw, some NXT. And then we'll move on from there. We call it Highspots and Restholds. All right, so Raw, I don't know what you really want to talk about. Austin Theory pinned Rey Mysterio, right? I think it was Theory and Reed against Punk and Mysterio.
Yeah.
And it was stomp to Mysterio, probably shenanigans, and Theory actually picked up a win. I think Lynch tapped out again to what's her face?
Dupree.
There you go. Maxine Dupree.
Yeah, I think I talked about this when we did the spoilers or the taping spoilers, I think.
Yeah.
I know I talked about the Dupree part at least.
And then Lynch has problems ongoing with Pierce.
Right.
Whatever
conspiracy
degree.
Stuff, I think.
Asuka beat Rhea Ripley. I think it was a distraction roll-up. I know there was Kairi Sane was doing stuff at ringside. Io came down even though she's injured and all taped up to try and help Rhea Ripley because they're just buddies or whatever. So anyways, I don't know if there's anything else. Gunther was out again mocking Cena's retirement and getting a really good reaction and doing the whole like you can't see me thing to get heat.
Yeah, he's
stuff.
still milking it.
And then Lyra slaps Bailey now to flip the switch for Bailey.
Yeah.
Which I guess worked effectively because was it a tag match or Bailey won?
I don't think it was a tag match.
It was just Bailey taking on, was it Perez?
Yes.
I think. Anyways, a bunch of stuff happening out at ringside for that one. And I don't know. That's all there's nothing I wanted to talk about on Raw. But getting into NXT, because I actually watched that top to bottom and I was going to say quite like it. Sometimes like it. Lola Vice beat Izzy Dame in the opener. Remember, this is like the MMA's better than... But Dame's volleyball, not cheerleading. So that must have been someone else they were bickering about that. But anyways, Izzy Dame was mocking MMA in the middle of the match. You had Spears grab Lola's ankle at one point. And then you hear like a small engine running. And you know the wall that I call the paper wall? It's a little bit...
I saw, yeah.
So Paxley comes through that with a chainsaw. And so Dame and Spears run away. Paxley keeps chasing Spears up the ramp. Dame heads back into the ring, straight into the back fist from Lola Vice for the win. And then Kalani comes out to attack Lola Vice after the match. The match was pretty ordinary. It was just happening to get Vice a win and to get Paxley out there with the chainsaw, right? That was the big visual. So it was a bit ridiculous that she came out with the chainsaw, but like, what's she gonna do? She's gonna murder them. Like if they didn't run,
if they weren't like fast enough,
what happens? They die,
right?
Chainsaw murders on NXT, maybe. I mean, Tony D's murdered people before, so I guess there's precedent.
Yeah, but we don't ever see it. So what if the cameras actually caught it?
Grace is in the locker room with Hale, so then I honestly have to start going which Grace, because both Ariana and Jordan are featured on these shows lately. So when my notes are there, it's Jordan Grace.
Okay.
So Jordan Grace congratulates Thea Hale, says the ref did the right thing. So it's almost like
are they like nodding to it or something?
And there's more people later too that like the controversy of they're more leaning into what the ref should have done in that situation than like being, you actually I don't know. It's weird.
Strange.
It's weird to me. Hale thanks her for standing up for her and heads to the ring because she's going to speak next. Before that, though, we get Ethan Page talking to Miles Bourne in the locker room. And he's kind of like, you ignored my advice and now you lost and now you're sulking. So you should have listened to me. And he's like, Leon Slater figured it out, made a change to better his career. And basically like tricking Saints turned heel to get good. So that's what you need to do too, right? Basically the NXT is this ocean full of sharks from all over the world. And Bourne needs to either move up or move out. So it made me wonder, could we like get heel Bourne with like he could be Page's sidekick for a while? Might be good for his development.
Would that not be a regression to like, shouldn't he just stay in no quarter then?
I guess, but he'd maybe have more of a, I don't know. Page can speak for him more. I don't know.
I guess.
Or maybe they're just going to feud over the North American title. Probably seems more likely, I
would
guess.
Think so.
Since Bourne's they're trying to elevate him, I think. So Thea Hale does go to the ring to speak. She's really emotional. Like, it seems like she's almost crying throughout this about holding the title. It's the greatest thing of her life. She was here at 18 when she started. Now she's a champion. Then she starts getting mad because she remembers a whole bunch of people who said she couldn't do it. She made history, youngest North American champion. She finally has the confidence she's been lacking, feels like a grown-ass woman. She did make her way to say that, so that was great for you.
Why?
She wants to celebrate, but then we get Blake Monroe's music. She comes out holding her midsection, and she is just super dramatic here, calls Hale's win a fluke, mistake that Monroe has to deal with. They go back and forth about whether the ref knew what he was doing. So again, it's like the ref didn't know what he was doing. So, but your shoulders were down. So like it's not really
got it up, but
I know. So anyways, Hale gives Monroe a rematch at New Year's Evil. Monroe resents the pity and attacks, and they brawl a little bit. And honestly, considering this was by all accounts an accidental title change, I don't think it's the worst. Like, Hale was believably emotional here, and you're sort of the crowd's eating this up, right? Because they just want to love her. And Monroe gets to lean into like the melodrama heel because she's very much like over on purpose and not even badly, right?
Yeah.
So,
which like she's good at,
and she feels she's been wronged by heel logic for sure. So, I don't know. NXT can kind of find out what they have with Hale as a champion, I guess. And,
I think it's worth trying.
And Monroe
it's a happy accident.
Monroe may stumble on something more entertaining too, because she's capable of being awesome. So maybe they find something through this mistake. NXT Showcase. They talk about Eli Knight. Okay, sure. If I know who that is, and Tavion Heights, I do know who that is.
I did see that this was his debut, so it's not your fault that you don't know him.
And it's in service of what? A speed tournament match. So who? So anyways,
although their only solution for speed, because it's like these 5 like sub 5 minute matches, you can't like book many storylines around these matches. So like their only solution to tournament challengers is constant tournaments.
Yes,
like mini tournaments.
And the tournament matches are 3 minutes, by the way.
Right, because it's not title.
Correct.
Yeah.
So basically, Eli Knight is special, high octane, athletic. Something about being on the Indies, Booker T's promotion. And Eli Knight is high like no other, is his quote. So then,
what? He's like a Kevin Knight,
yes,
like
Kevin Knight, Javon Evans, Leon Slater. It's that mold. And then Heights.
That's a mold now.
Heights' thing is the Olympic caliber athlete who wants to be champion. It's just like this is basically as long as the match is going to be. So I don't really care, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to care.
Or if they don't win, remember, it doesn't go sudden death or like.
I find it very hard to
regular match.
Sol Ruka recaps her year. She's lucky to have a friend like Zarya. Zarya says Sol deserves to be champion again, so Zarya will be there for Sol's match in the main event tonight. So again, they're all forgiving and back on the same page and love each other. It's great. Tavion Heights beat Eli Knight, so Knight dominates a good chunk of a few minutes with high flying stuff. Definitely an athletic person. A
few minutes being 90% of the match.
Exactly. He eventually misses a top rope move, takes the Heights belly to belly. Heights advances. He did one thing where it's hard to explain. It almost looks like he was going to drop kick the top turnbuckle, and then he flips off that into a moonsault, which looked cool. Like not a springboard. It's more like he just kicks off
like standing vertical, and then he like
off the turnbuckle. Yeah, okay. So that looked kind of cool. And then Heights is doing this thing where he's now like running the ropes into a belly to belly, and it adds nothing.
I did see it. I thought it was odd.
Doesn't add anything. Like, I get it when you're delivering a clothesline because you're building up speed, but you have to stop to grab them.
It's also different, like, Cause like, isn't he running up and then like, so let's say he's like running towards you, right? He's like running up and then like he's running and then he like, right? Cause he runs up and then throws him.
Yeah.
But like,
it didn't seem to add any momentum. It'd be different
if like he's running and like kind of like use it to like throw momentum.
Maybe that's the plan and he'll get
like,
there. But
from what I saw, I'm pretty sure that wasn't really it.
No. It was just like I'm running, and then I stop running, then I do the same thing I would have done if I weren't running.
Elbow effect.
Kind of, I guess. Jackson Drake introduces himself to Blake Monroe backstage. Swipe Right is there too. So they kind of suck up to her. They have presence for her, think she should still be North American champion. They're like, we saw your shoulder come up. It was an Orlando screw job, but she'll win it back. And then they're like, unless you don't, and Thea Hale has a big, long title run, and that would be awesome. So then she gets mad about that and storms off, sends them away. And again, I'm all for Vanity Project getting more time on NXT. They have potential.
I think Jackson Drake's cool.
They're easy to dislike, man. They're just that. If they do the like, we're young and we cocky and we won't listen to anybody and we think we have it all figured out, like it'll work. No problem.
It just sucks they're in a system for a company I don't like.
Correct. Slater and Oba Femi sit down with Kelly Kincaid. Oba's had a great 2025, avenged his only loss against Saints. He's the ruler. He'll beat Slater. Cody Rhodes felt the shift and when Oba arrived, and Slater will feel it too. So we get some backstory on Leon. He was the man of the house from a very young age. So he says the youngest in charge isn't just a nickname. It's kind of like been his life. He's a moment maker and a record breaker. Back and forth one more time. Then they shake hands and stare down. I think Oba always sounds good. And he seems to be sort of already looking past this to Cody, right? Like he's already talking.
He's like talking about going up.
Yeah, I think so. And it's nice to learn some of Slater's backstory. I just find it really interesting how much time and energy they're now putting into a guy that doesn't
work there, has a belt of the company that doesn't. They don't.
Right. So again, clearly, as we said with Hendry, and we're right, as soon as they can, this guy is NXT.
Well, because they see like they know who's worthwhile.
Yes, and I'm surprised Santana hasn't been around. Maybe they don't, because he's old, I guess, right?
Yeah, but they'll take like, well, so is Hendry, but like he's just so undeniable, I guess. Yes. Or like I guess the popularity
he's such a great fit for WWE.
That too, yeah.
Right, like
Santana, I don't know. And then they'll take they'll snap up these new hot shots with so much upside really quick and push them, but then it's like they'll take your Nick Nemeth just for one night to rebrand him back to their thing, but have him lose.
And then spit him back out.
Or they'll take Cardona and put him back under his old moniker, job him and spit him out.
That's right.
Right. Like,
so that way, whether they want you just for one evening or to sign you forever, they're going to do what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ava's in the ring with security. She calls out Javon Evans and Ricky Saints. Evans wants to fight pretty much right away, and Saints is telling him he's too impulsive. Evans should be modeling himself after Ricky Saints. Evans says Saints is jealous and isn't the guy he thinks he is. Saints says he checks every box. Evans says he's been on main roster and Saints hasn't. He was on Cena's last show and no one thought of Saints. Fair points, actually. The fans picked him.
Saints would have been if he beat Oba, so it's like not like he wasn't thought of, I guess.
The fans have picked him over Saints, and he won't slow down just because Saints can't keep up, which I thought was good.
That's good.
He threatens to beat Saints. Ava's mad, makes a match to settle things for next week. So a lot of Ava again, not sure why we need that. Fatal Influence are mean to the Ren QCC backstage. Jane challenges Ren to a match so Ren can tell Gray how it feels, because basically Gray's going to be facing Jane for the title at some point, so she's saying, let me kick the crap out of your friend to show you what it's going to be like. She can tell you all about it, so fine. Then we get, I forgot we were getting this, a Christmas Chaos mixed tag match, right? So it's Shiloh Hill, our boy.
Yep.
And Skylar Ray, who I keep forgetting exists until we see her every week right now, taking on Channing, Stax Lorenzo.
Terrible.
And Ariana Grace.
It's like one of the worst names I've come up with.
So, long story short, we get, like, they have presents and stuff, right? So
it's one of those gimmicky.
It's a keyboard at one point, like a typing keyboard, a candy cane, kendo sticks.
Is it his bleach?
I think no bleach, no bolt cutters. I think it's Hill gets untied to the corner with Christmas lights. There's a bowling ball.
She accidentally hits Stax in the nuts.
In the backswing instead of Shiloh Hill.
On his feet.
And then I have
Shiloh Hill takes his tooth out.
Tooth out, power up. Wreath.
It's like the stupid version of hulking up.
The wreath made me laugh because it kind of fits over Stacks and like traps his arms against his body.
That sounds bad, yeah.
Ariana Grace full sends herself into a Christmas tree that was pretty funny. We get cookie sheets, pine cones, a power bomb to Stacks.
She's Chelsea Greenish. Eh?
Yes, she is. That's part of my comments. She is amazing in this like comedy character, and Stacks is light years behind her. It doesn't do him any favors to be presented with her.
I saw someone say like
she's so much better.
Been removed from his underboss role, he's so uninteresting. But I would argue he wasn't interesting in that.
No,
either.
He wasn't really interesting there, but he's overshadowed by her quite significantly. And like maybe not in ring, but she's not bad, and he's not like Daniel
but
Bryan,
that's like Chelsea Green's not bad either.
Right. So she's got potential.
She's in the right company, we'll say.
So Pinecone Powerbomb, I think, to Stacks through a table on the floor, and then a frog splash, if I remember correctly, by Skylar Ray for the win.
Pinecone Powerbomb, what's that again?
So they put pine cones on the table.
Oh, you meant like I thought it was
literally,
the name, and
powerbombed him. Kind of through it, kind of not, but that was the plan. Dion Lennox is with Ava now. He wants Hendry, and Hendry appears because he said his name. And then Cutler James warns Hendry, saying they'll be watching him, and he is, oh boy. Hendry says NXT's given him so much that we're going to get a concert next week. Sick. Which in the beginning, they were funny.
Yeah.
There's some TNA ones that were funny.
Elias used to be funny too.
And now they're not funny.
No.
So maybe they'll be funny again.
No.
So Vanity Project are re-gifting stuff now to Kelly Kincaid that from when Monroe walked away from them. But they come up to do this to Kelly while she's interviewing OTM. So obviously OTM are pissed. And
are OTM babyface then, or like no? Right?
I don't know. And you know how I've said Bronco Nima is really hard to understand.
Yeah.
So he says something, and one of the swipe right guys says like, "I don't speak French," which I thought was pretty funny. And it's this idea that like they're almost too stupid to be intimidated because they should be, or cocky or whatever, because they're like little dudes, right? Like they're
not,
like,
they're not big dudes.
And so I don't know, their whole thing kind of makes me laugh. But yeah, the whole like I don't speak French line, because Bronco Nima is really hard to understand, and he is speaking English, but
allegedly,
yes. Andre Chase and Lexus King were in another speed tournament match. So,
oh yeah, I did see that. I think I said
my first note. I was like, "What?" Chase has an already tender face, so he's wearing. Apparently, he broke his nose in training or something, so he's wearing the.
Good
so
one.
Chase dominates the beginning. King takes over.
Bingo.
Back to Chase for a minute. King with an up kick to the broken nose and coronation for the win again. No one could possibly care about an under 3-minute match between Andre
with
Chase
Lexus
and Lex.
King.
All due respect to both of them, but all due respect, which might not be much,
or any.
And then Hank and Tank backstage fire up Miles and Heights. So basically, they're talking. Miles and Heights are talking about how they need to do things differently in 2026. And
are they going to just start teaming together, but not?
Hank and Tank come in and positive. You guys are awesome, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what that is. And then main event, it's Chelsea Green taking on Sol Ruca. And I put Jack is in the room, but I don't think you were watching. My only other notes are Booker.
Yeah, I tend not to pay attention when NXT's on.
Booker T is so obnoxious. Paige cheats. Moose, more cheating. Green retains.
Moose.
He comes
that,
out.
Like, out of context, that's so funny. Because, like, it's just, like, you just could be, like, interference Moose, and it could be just a Moose.
I assume he came out to neutralize Paige, if I remember correctly.
He did.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Alba Fire distracts.
Oh, that's
Ruka,
what it was.
Then it's unpretty her.
Yeah.
Unpretty or whatever she calls it.
And it was a fine match. It was like basically, it's kind of a cop out. I say it a lot. It's like exactly what you would expect, right? It's those
fine.
Two for this much time. Like you give these two 10 minutes, you can imagine what you get, right?
Yeah.
So it was fine. But yeah, that was
we're bringing
NXT.
it back.
It would bring it back, yeah.
It's fine.
So the only other thing, and I say we go right into it, is our World's End predictions, right?
World's End.
Happening tomorrow. I did have to add a 9th match in. The mixed nuts one. So what we'll do, if you don't know, is we'll predict every match, give our reasons for it, and attach a certainty score.
Mm-hmm.
So with 9 matches on this card, the most certain match we will give 9, the least certain 1, and everything in between, just to try and make it harder for us to tie.
And to make things more interesting, we're awarding 3 bonus points for guessing the correct final of the C2, since that's the only match where technically we don't know what the match is.
3 for the final and the winner, right? So I say if you get the winner
right, I'm saying you get whatever your wager is,
okay,
and then
that's fair.
If you guess, like, because you could get the winner right but not get the match.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying if you guess what the final is correct, then that will award 3 points regardless of winner.
And I have been saying how we're pretty good at this, but then we were terrible.
You said that, and then we not only did we both do it, you especially did terrible.
However, there have been times where we've been good. So we'll see.
Let's put it that way. Yeah, there have been times where we've been good.
I did put a little thought into it.
I did.
So let's see.
Okay, so starting with that Mixed Nuts Mayhem match, it's some like mixed tag. I don't know if it's the Mixed Nuts is just a tagline or if it's like it's like Tornado.
So it's Conglomeration
and Tony Storm against Death Riders.
Right.
So I don't know which way to take this, but I'm gonna take Death Riders because I feel like we need to legitimize them in the wake of the potential shakeup. I'm not certain on this though, so this is my least confident just because I didn't want to put much stock into this.
So I just kind of wedged them in there. I took the Conglomeration. It just feels like a babyface win to make the crowd happy. Tony Storm
I agree, wins. And I did feel that, but I was like, I think,
and maybe the Roddy Strong, like, hey, you're part of our group now, buddy. I don't know. So I went Conglomeration with 4 certain to score.
Then we go Darby Allin, Gabe Kidd. I think Darby gets a rehab win after having to be out for a bit, and Gabe Kidd does not work here yet, so we don't need to preserve him for long-term plans. He seems to kind of come and go, so I don't think him winning is a necessity yet.
I'm
going to take Darby at a 3, though, because I could see Gabe winning.
I'm a little more certain than you. I just think Kidd has dominated the build to this, right? Like, just killing Darby along the way.
Yeah, that too.
And we both like Gabe Kidd, but he's not really involved in anything right now, whereas Darby's a focal point. So I think Darby, I said 6 for my certainty score.
Then Statlander, Hayter for the women's world title. It's kind of tricky not having witnessed the build, but just gut feeling, I think it's Statlander. I just don't feel like it's Hayter. But maybe she could win it after she turns heel if that's what we're teasing. I think there's a chance maybe she turns heel mid-match, though, so I'm going Statlander to 4.
I Statlander as well, more certain than you. I went 8. I just can't imagine the title changes hands here. I just feel like there isn't any story, but like you said, there is, just not on Dynamite. Yeah. But I don't think Stat loses yet, and I just feel like shifting the title to Hayter at this point is like the same thing, basically. Yeah. It's like a very lateral move, so why bother?
I agree.
So I think it's Stat.
Then we get Babes of Wrath defending the women's world tag titles against Mercedes May and Athena. I don't think there's a world where Babes of Wrath lose the title so soon, and Monet is also on her downward spiral.
Agree.
So I don't think she's gating belts. I'm taking the Babes of Wrath at a 9.
I took Babes of Wrath at 7. I just think we may get the Monet Athena can't coexist either.
That is another thing I considered, yeah.
And I don't think the titles are coming off Babes of Wrath. We don't even know what we have with them yet. We're just
not fully, at least.
We're scratching the surface, so I don't think there's any way they lose. So I'm pretty certain too. I went 7.
Agreed. Then men's tag titles. It's FTR Bang Bang Gang Chicago Street Fight. I love Bang Bang Gang. They don't really have a prayer here. It should be fun, but it's just not happening. I feel like we could potentially see Copeland and Christian return either during or after to set up the program for the titles there, or we see FTR try to cheat and we see Colton Gunn or preferably Switchblade come back. Regardless of what happens, I do think FTR win, though. I think they're holding the belts for the old guys.
And what was your
FTR at 8.
I went FTR 9. They're not losing the titles yet. I kind of think it's a combination. They're not ready to lose, and Bang Bang Gang aren't ready to win.
If I want Bang Bang Gang to win the titles, I think it should be the Guns again. They're the tag team of the group.
So hopefully an awesome match, but it's just a placeholder match for FTR.
Agreed. Then we're moving on to the C2 matches. So we'll go semifinal, and final, obviously. So first semifinal, it's Fletcher and Moxley. So this one I found hard to pick. So I think the other semifinal and final are going to go, I think they go the same way regardless of who wins this match. I don't think it matters much. However, the one thing I think that does dictate the winner here is the Death Riders angle. I think Moxley losing the C2 is the final stretch for the Death Riders. However, I think for that to really hit, I think he needs to reach the finals. Fletcher doesn't need to win the C2. The Continental title is beneath him, and he doesn't need to face Okada in the finals and lose when he's already beaten Okada twice, or he also doesn't need to face Takeshita until Takeshita turns. I think we don't need another Fletcher Okada match right now, and I think we need to save Fletcher Takeshita. So I think Moxley ekes out a win here, only to drop the finals. So I'm going to take Moxley at a 6.
I took Fletcher at 3.
Okay.
I don't think we need Moxley winning any more big matches with this current story. I think him losing here is just to
pull the rug out from underneath him.
But then he's been winning. He'll have won a couple in a row.
Yes, but then he's dropping another big match where like he could like, because then you have him in the finals where there's another big belt on the line, and it's like, okay, Moxley could win this title and, you know, make a case for him still being the top killer and he's still the top dog. But then, you know, he falters at the final hurdle, right? So I'm going to go with that. So that means half of your final is Fletcher.
Correct.
Okay. So hold on, sorry. I'm just putting
and the other half.
There. I'm there. Nope. I spelled that wrong.
You're bad.
There we go. Thingy. I did it right. Okay. For the other semifinals, Takeshita Okada. If this match were in the finals like we all expected, my pick would likely be different. But this being the semifinals, I think telegraphs the result. It doesn't feel like their big blow-off match. I think it's practically a lock. Okada wins via shenanigans, and he takes the whole thing again. It drastically progresses the Takeshita turn, and we build to a bigger match. But I don't think Takeshita wins this one, so I'm taking Okada at a 7.
I'm taking Takeshita 5.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just his time. I think Okada can lose. So.
I think to have Takeshita like win, I think is the blow off, and to put that in the semifinal, I think is a mistake. So I think them putting this in the semifinal telegraphs that this isn't Takeshita's.
There'll be another match after this,
which I think is when Takeshita wins. I don't think he takes.
Could be right.
Okay, so you're taking Takeshita Fletcher in the finals, which is funny because I took the opposite.
And I'm taking
with Okada Mox.
I'm taking Takeshita to win.
Okay, Takeshita at what?
1.
Wow, okay, so not betting a lot there. Okay, so then I'm taking Okada win the whole thing. I think he keeps the belts together since we don't seem to understand how unified works. Making the eventual blow-up match with Takeshita for the big unified title as opposed to them. If they face off in the tournament in any capacity here, they're just fighting for the Continental title.
Yeah.
So I think we get Okada Takeshita for the unified title down the line, maybe Revolution. Okada winning here preserves the big stakes and any big match to Takeshita, and also would hand Moxley that last big loss, which would be the final straw for the Death Riders, forcing them to kick him to the curb. I'm going to take Okada at a 5, and then also we have the 3 bonus points on the line.
That's right.
For whoever gets the right. I mean, there's a potential where neither of us get the final match right, since now that we have that. Right?
Yep.
But we'll see how that goes. And then finally, it's the 4-way. I think we ended up coming to the same conclusion with this one. I thought it was going to go one way, but then MJF got added, and now with the Dynamite Diamond ring being in play, or like at least with that final being, or the winner, being set, I think it's clear. I think MJF's going to take this by underhand means, and like succeed in his plan here. Then I think he takes the ring back from Bandito, just because I think we need to have him be in possession of that. It's just his thing, and then you could have him defend against like babyface Jay White or something.
Yeah,
I think I'm taking MJF at a 2.
So it's mostly a hunch and partly wanting to be right about my Bandito MJF story. So I'm taking MJF too. And it just doesn't feel like they're invested in Joe. I also think they know that the money is in Hangman chasing heel MJF.
I think so.
And I think this is the way we get there by going,
yeah, and it
hey,
doesn't
Joe,
feel like Swerve needs it really
thanks
either.
for your service. Have another run. And then we'll get that off of you.
I don't think Joe really needs it. I don't think Swerve really needs it.
Right.
And Hangman needs to chase a bit.
I do. And so you can establish MJF as the monster heel champion, and then in a whatever, if Hangman needs to do something with Swerve or whatever he needs to do first, he can always come back to MJF.
Yeah. And sorry.
So I have a 2. Sorry.
That was your score. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm super psyched for the tournament finals, or because that'll
should be those 3 matches.
We went
should be
complete
amazing.
Opposites on that, so I'm really excited for that. Yeah.
Those 3 should be amazing.
Yeah. Agreed.
Tag match should be good. Like it's a pretty stacked card, right? Like even
I'm just excited for the tournament final because the tournament's been great and that's always super fun.
And even Darby Allin Gabe Kidd will probably be pretty nuts. Right?
I'm excited for the tournament matches. I'm excited for the men's tag too because I think there's potential for whether it's Switchblade or CNC. I think there's potential for a big moment there, and I think the match should be really fun. I always like when we get some sort of plunder match. That should be good. And then the main event, I think the 4-way is pretty exciting.
Yeah, should be a good show. I look forward to. We're going to be checking it out. We'll take notes on it. We are home, so if it's awesome, we could talk about it.
Yep.
Early, but you are home for episode 285, right?
Yeah.
One more episode with Jack in the building before he leaves. We may even get around to best of. We'll see. I started trying to work on it. Now that I have access to the document, I can work on it. But So that should be coming out in the near future too. Brings us to the end of 284. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back to talk about more wrestling next week on 285. Hope to see you back here. Bring some other people, tell them about us, get them to listen or watch. We'd appreciate it. See you next Saturday, everybody. And until then, take care.